Hi guys, we are live.
Hey,
Hi,
oh my gosh, what's up?
hi Brooklyn.
Hey Grace, how are
How
you
are
doing?
you?
I'm doing so good. It's been a heat wave where I live, so today it's been a little bit more chill. I always love the sun, but the heat like the past 2 days has been ridiculous. But I am still playing pickleball outside because I'm
Yes,
a fiend. So it's like nothing's gonna stop me. But yeah, how have you been?
good, good. And the heat looks good on you too. You got a nice flush. I love it.
Thank you.
No,
Thanks.
been doing really, really well. I am so grateful that we are partnering on this live today because I think that this is going to be really, really beneficial for everybody who's watching. And hi, everybody. Okay, someone said it's glitching. Is it better now? Are we not glitching? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. So, first, I want to start off and say that I know that a lot of people have seen me post this, what they call like the golden life. So I'll say like, oh, keeping it golden, or this is a golden choice. And I've had so many different people come and talk to me and say, what is this golden thing that you're doing? And so the golden thing that I've been doing this whole time is called the gold standard method. And the person who has developed the gold standard method is Brooklyn Lipke, who is with me right now. She is the golden girl herself. And I want to tell you guys a little bit about my journey on the gold standard method. But first, I wanted to introduce you to Brooklyn. And I wanted to say, okay, Brooklyn, you are the ultimate golden girl. Um, who are you? What do you do?
Yeah, love it. Okay, so my name is Brooklyn Lipke. I'm a registered orthomolecular health practitioner. And don't let my designation make me lose you because really I just get to the root cause of what's holding you back, right? So orthomolecular meaning cellular health. So it's really important to me that I don't just give a band-aid quick fix. Everyone who comes into my program has tried everything. They've tried the fasting, the keto, the carnivore, the restrictive dieting, the counting the calories. I've been there too. And I was really struggling in my own health journey. I was a competitive dancer for 17 years of my life, and I always was super fit. But then I went into schooling and completely shifted. My metabolism shifted completely. I gained a lot of weight. I lost my period. I had really bad acne, very, very poor relationship with food. And the fix for me was hormonal birth control. It's like, that's what you need. That's what's going to help you. And I was like, no, that's a band aid approach. I want to dive deeper into healing and what that looks like and not being afraid of food. I'm such a big foodie. I love food so much. And I knew that there was a way that I could, eat 3 meals a day and still get the results that, I wanted. And that's kind of where the gold standard method came into play because when I was dancing I was like, okay, why was I so fit when I was like dancing? It's because I held my health to the highest standard. I was getting regular chiropractic adjustments. My dad was a chiropractor, my mom was a dietitian, and I was working out. Like I was physically nourishing my body with the nutrition, and then also in the dance studio, right? So always holding my health to the highest standard, the gold standard. There's nothing higher than it. And so then I wanted to create my 6 phase science backed system, the gold standard method.
So the how Brooklyn and I got connected is that last year I was on this journey to try to kind of figure out what was happening within my body. I knew that I was dealing with very, very low energy. I knew that my gut was off. That was the number one thing. I was like, there's something going on with my gut. I'm trying to get it fixed. I'm trying to, find some homeostasis for my body. And so of course, as you start looking at things on Instagram, Instagram starts curating things. And the more gut health things I was looking for, the more I started to see Brooklyn show up in my feed. And I just really loved what I was seeing. I loved the approach that Brooklyn had. Um, I loved how her recipes just seemed really great and fresh and things that I'd be really interested in. And that the approach to gut health and just overall health seemed easy. It seemed like an easier, less overwhelming approach to your health. And so Brooklyn and I connected, and we talked a little bit, and she asked me what it was I was looking for, and so after talking, we decided that I would join the Gold Standard Method. Brooklyn, tell me, what is the Gold Standard Method?
Yeah, so again, this program was designed for me. I needed it. I was, struggling with my weight, struggling with my cycle, struggling with my acne, struggling with my gut health. But the gold standard method is designed to keep you lean, strong, confident, and energized for life. And we're doing that by optimizing your metabolism, rebalancing your hormones, and building up strong muscle, all without restrictive dieting and long hours in the gym.
What I
Right.
love so much about your program too is that it is a what I call like a 360-degree program. It's a program where we're not just talking about physical health, we're talking about mental health, we're talking about emotional health. Your program is 12 weeks. Why did you design it to be 12 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, 12 weeks is 3 months, and I wanted 6 month commitment seems too much, and then people don't want to like commit to 6 months. And I could have even called it a 3 month program, but it's a 12-week program, right? And that's just easier for us to digest, and it's the starting point. Like, it's not like an end all be all. You're gonna see the full transformation in 12 weeks. No, no, no. You're going to build the foundation in 12 weeks. And a key philosophy in my program is always being open and ready to learn, because if you are not ready to make new decisions to get a different outcome, this isn't the program for you. And that's why this program is really for the women who have tried so many things before and want that lifelong lifestyle change, right? Like, if you're looking to just lose weight, this isn't a program for you. There's so many programs out there that you can lose weight like this, but I want you to lose weight, maintain the weight, and understand how you got there in the first place without needing to weigh your food and counting the calories. Like, you don't have time for that. I know, Grace, you don't have time for that, right?
Yeah.
So I would love to hear from you, Grace. Like, where were you before starting the gold standard method, and then where are you at now?
So I remember being and feeling so overwhelmed with the way that I felt. I think that's like the number one thing. There are a lot of things that motivate people to change their health, but for me, it was the way I felt. I woke up tired every morning. I was tired throughout the day. I am not a coffee drinker, um, and so, having large amounts of coffee or something to get me through my day wasn't something that I was doing. And so for me, it was just feeling really tired all day and then feeling overwhelmed with where to start. I knew that my energy levels were low. I knew that my gut health was off. I knew that the way that I was digesting food was off. I could feel my blood sugars being off because, I was craving things with sweets all day, every day. And, I've done some programs in the past with some success, but nothing felt like it stuck with me or sustained for long periods of time. And so it was really about, what can I do that I know that I can commit to that feels right for me? Because there's some programs out there that are really, really good, but does it feel right for you as a person? Does it feel like something, like a journey you want to be on for the rest of your life? And so I just hadn't quite found that yet because I didn't find a program that felt like it spoke to all aspects of me as a person, the way that I thought or my lifestyle or things like that. And so when you and I connected, I remember just being like, look, Brooklyn, like, I feel awful. I don't know how else to put it. I feel really awful. I know that your program is a program that people will, try when they've tried everything else. I mean, I was at the point where I was like, why not? Let's just do it and see what happens. Um, and I wasn't sure if if it was going to work, only because I had done some programs before that I was like, yeah, like some success, but I didn't feel like it was sustainable for me. I was so shocked when I went on your program to find my body and the way that I felt shifting so fast to me. It was going by so fast. Like in a month, I could feel a difference when I was on the gold standard method. And I think what was most surprising was that, it wasn't just how my body felt when I was eating, you know, the way that we talk about with the gold standard method and doing all the things, but it was when I went back to some of older habits, how awful my body started to feel. I think that was the moment for me, and I think it was like somewhere around like week 5 or 6, halfway through the program, that I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how good I was feeling until I did this or ate this, and then started to not feel as good and could feel the impact of that. So for me, I've come a very long way. We've been working together for a few months now, and I'm just happy to report that, to me, I feel like the gold standard method has been really life changing. I no longer have the cravings that I used to have for like the sugary stuff. My gut is in the space of just feeling so much better. I'm sleeping better. My energy levels are shockingly like they're shocking me because they're shockingly high.
You
Um,
jump on the phone with me and you're like just so excited. I'm like, I'm loving this energy. It's so
Yes,
great.
and I'm feeling so productive as opposed to feeling so depleted. And I think that was my number one issue that I had, right? When I came to you and we were talking, I just wanted to feel better. And so I wanted to really just be able to introduce you to my audience as well too here, because I feel like your method is a method that people need to know, and they need to be introduced to. And so, I'm going to kind of boomerang it back to you, Brooklyn, and say, like, what is the easiest way for someone to start the program, to get to know you, to find you, to start the program, to get the information on the program?
Yeah, so, you know, follow me on Instagram and we'll figure out together. We'll go back and forth and see if you are a good fit. If you are a good fit, we'll jump on the phone together and then we'll go from there. Jumping on the call with me, it's a free call. We're basically finding out where you're at right now, where you want to go, and to see if there's a clear path forward for us. This is not a program for everybody, and that's okay. There's so many programs out there, but our goal on the call is to give you the ultimate clarity. Right, it's not a sales call. I'm just here to give you clarity on what your next steps are. If you've been on this live and you're thinking, oh my gosh, they're literally speaking to me, the first step, follow me on Instagram, shoot me a message. Say, hey girl, saw you on the live, this is where I'm at. And then we'll go from there. Right, but the gold standard method is a 6-phase system. And I think this is really important to talk about because it's not talked enough about on my Instagram. I'm on my Instagram giving you guys recipes, giving you tips, tricks, motivation, right? And I only talk about my 6-phase system with people who are genuinely interested in making the change. And where Grace is at right now, Grace is not even at her like end destination. And I feel like we're never actually there. We're always striving for more and more and more. But Grace is able to get through her 6-phase system and truly understand like how she has gotten to her phase where she's at. I'll explain where Grace is at right now. But step number 1 in my program is decreasing inflammation. Okay? If your body is inflamed, your body is not focused on healing. So, step number 1, we're putting your body into a healing mode versus this constant fight or flight response. And when I first met Grace, instantly we could figure out that her body was in overdrive. And a lot of my clients are in overdrive because they've tried all these things. They haven't found something that's sustainable. They've gone, all or nothing mindset. Really back to basics. Food is our focus to decrease inflammation first. Okay, that's phase number 1. That looks different for everyone. It might take a month, it might take 2 months, right? It might take just a couple of weeks, right? But that is phase number 1. Phase number 2 is increasing absorption. Okay, using food as medicine. You can do that if your body's in a healing state. So now you can properly break down food to heal your gut, So then you can heal your hormones. So then you can heal your liver, your immune system, your lymphatic system. All of these things need to be healed. It can't just be, gut healing. Or a lot of women are going through perimenopause or menopause, or they don't have a cycle and they're trying to get their cycle back after coming on and off of birth control, right? Hormone health is important. But if your gut isn't intact first, then you can't possibly break down the food properly to heal your hormones, get that cycle.
Hmm.
Right? So, step number one, decrease inflammation, and then we go into increase absorption. Next step, and this is very, very important, is using food as fuel. Other programs out there are going to dive right into the nutrition and dive right into the workouts. And I love working out, I love it. It's good for you, it's so important. But when Grace came to see me, and a lot of women on the call too, I'm sure you can relate to this, it's like, Brooklyn, I'm so fatigued. Okay, so if you're so fatigued, then why are you in the gym? Like you don't have the energy. That physical stressor is driving up cortisol even more. That's not what you need right now.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, at this point, this is phase three, you're able to digest your nutrients, break it down. Now I'm actually breaking my food down to give me fuel. I don't need sugar. Like Grace, you were saying I was never a caffeine drinker, but you were a sugar girly. So
Yeah.
you needed the sugar, right, to give you that
Yeah.
energy. But now you actually are able to break down those 3 meals a day to give you the fuel to now be in the gym. I know you wake up early and get your workout in because that is what works for you, right? Everyone's routine is different, but a lot of women want to lose body fat, and that's amazing. So how do you lose body fat? You need to increase absorption. Sorry, you need to increase your metabolism, right?
Yeah.
How do you increase your metabolism? You need to have more muscle. In
Yeah.
building that muscle, you have to be in the gym and getting in your protein, right? But the reason why a lot of women don't see results because they're doing the gym and they're doing the protein is because they're unable to properly digest, break down the protein to take it into the cells to build the muscle up after a workout.
Now, here's what I'll say before you say the last three phases, Brooklyn, is that I think this is where maybe sometimes people can get a little confused or get a slower result, is because they're still because your first one is to decrease inflammation. Your second one then is to increase absorption, right? So it's like sometimes what we will do is we will start to introduce the really good foods, but we're still eating the things that are causing inflammation, or still doing the things that are causing inflammation, and so we're not really seeing the results that we want to see, and then we feel like, oh, well, this isn't working, and then we move on. And I think that's what I really love about your program, is that these steps are consequential and on purpose, right? So it's like, let's remove the inflammation, decrease the inflammation as much as we can. That way, what we are eating and what the supplements that we're taking and the food that we're consuming, it's really having that high absorption impact to our system. And I love that. And then just want a side note here, with like me being a sugar girly, I'm still a sweet tooth girly. I'm still a sugar girl.
Same,
But
yes.
what I love about your program here is that, before, I would hear in the atmosphere more so like, people being like, oh, well, just substitute, this for chocolate or that for chocolate. But it's like, nothing is a substitute for chocolate. Chocolate is chocolate. Okay. I'm not trying to substitute anything for chocolate. What I love, love, love is that you have recipes in your program that are legit dupes for the
Yeah.
things that you love, and that will really satisfy the sugar craving that you have, and also stick a pin in it as well. Because when you are constantly on that refined sugar kick, you feel like you can't even get satiated with that. And so you're eating more and more and more and more, as opposed to when I'm having a Stay Golden cookie, chocolate chip cookie that I've made from scratch with the chocolate that I've chosen. Not only is it amazing, but it also kills the
Yeah.
craving. And
Crushes it.
so I just want to say that as well too. I think that's something else I love about your program. But what are the last three phases of your
Yeah.
program?
So, phase number 4 is finding your triggers, and you're only going to be able to find your triggers if inflammation is low. And going back to what Grace was saying earlier, and where a lot of women are at, is they never know what their triggers are because they constantly feel kind of numb to it all. They constantly just feel like blah. right? But at this point, inflammation is so low that your body is giving you symptoms like what? Bloating, fatigue, acne, weight gain. And then once those symptoms come up, it's my job to help you to figure out, okay, well, what's causing it? Let's take a look at your check-in form. Let's take a look at your food log. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, Brooklyn, I had a complete midday crash on, Tuesday this week. And I don't really know where it's coming from, but I can see that you didn't balance out your 3 meals properly, and that's why you had that crash, and that's why you went for that sweet treat. So if you would have swapped out breakfast with this little addition, you would have been more in control. You take that information, you learn about what you're going to do better next time. So next time you do crash, instantly you already know, oh my gosh, it's because breakfast wasn't properly balanced, or that this happened at lunchtime. Right? And you only can figure that out if inflammation's low. So your symptoms are powerful when you actually can listen to what they're trying to communicate to you, right? So, let's say you love caffeine or you love pasta or you love chocolate, right? My job is to help you understand what your threshold is, how much of that is good in your body and how much is too much, right? So that's where finding your triggers come into play. Next is being able to find balance. And a lot of women want balance right away. And I always have to let you guys know that as much as I want that for you too, you need to sacrifice. To get to where Grace is at, she had to sacrifice deeply, right? And at this point now, we're kind of finding her triggers, right? That's where Grace is kind of at right now, right? But finding balance, you're finding balance with nutrition, working out, stress management, detoxification, learn how to properly intuitively eat. All of these things need to be married together to have a healthy living lifestyle. And as our 12-week program goes along, 1 week at a time, you're mastering one of these skills. So it's not like work out, eat well, get your hydration in. You're like, I don't even know how to balance my plate properly. Well, you master that first, and then we can keep kind of tapping into those foundational steps. And then lastly is just maintaining. And I can say very confidently that all my clients can maintain the results they get in the gold standard method because they feel so good and you got there in a sustainable way. Right? Like I remember when Grace, we jumped on the phone, we weren't even at our 12-week mark, and you're like, I can maintain this. Like, I know that I can maintain this. It's because you've truly fallen in love with this journey. And it's, you classically hear, you gotta fall in love with the journey, you gotta fall in love with it. And it's like, you don't really know what that means until you're actually living it. And you found the right fit for you. And that's our 6 day
Absolutely.
system.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brooklyn, if we know that your handle is Stay Golden Health.
Mhm.
If you're not following her, please go ahead and follow her right now. You'd be able to see so much of what she does and so much of what she offers, steal a couple of her amazing recipes. What is your website, Brooklyn?
Yeah, website is www.staygoldenhealth.com.
And on her website, you will be able to find out more information about the Gold Standard Method. You can sign up. You can access Brooklyn on there as well. Find out a little bit more about her business and her practice. Before we jump off, Brooklyn, what question do you have for me?
I would love to know, Grace, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about joining the gold standard method?
I would say that I would say don't waste time and just jump in. I feel like there's a reason why so many of your clients will tell you, I've tried everything and now I'm trying the gold standard method. I was one of those who said, like everything that I've been trying, it feels like it addresses one aspect of my health or the way I feel, but not all aspects. Um, I would not hesitate to jump into the gold standard method if you are thinking about it, if you feel like decreasing inflammation, balancing your hormones, balancing your blood sugar, feeling better, feeling like you are moving into or want to move into a health space where it is more sustainable, where you feel like I can do this for the rest of my life, like I said. Um, if that is you, if you're not sure where to start, if you're not sure what might be best for you, how to meal prep, what aspects of your health or your diet to prioritize, how your stress levels or how your sleep, or how your lymphatic system could impact your health journey overall, this is the program for you. And so I would say to follow Brooklyn, to go on her website, to look more as to what she has on there, because you're going to be able to find the information that you need to determine whether or not this is something that you want to commit to. But if you do, if you're like me and you decide that you want to commit to it, you will not regret it. There's a reason why we're jumping on this live. I feel like Brooklyn's program has not only been a change to my health and my energy and the way I feel, the way I look, but I feel like it has changed my life really and truly. There were things that I discovered even about myself on the program, things that I didn't think that I would discover, like putting myself last, right? That was a big discovery along our journey together. Like, I didn't realize that that's something that I did, was prioritize everyone's health and needs before my own. But that was a hurdle that I had to get over in order to show up for myself and my health. So I think when you're on this journey, it really uncovers and reveals so much about the things that are within you that might be keeping you from prioritizing your health and putting yourself first, and just in the end feeling better at the end of the day, looking better, if that is a motivator for you as well too. But I would not sleep on this program. I think you're going to see so much, and I'm seeing some people talk about balancing hormones on there as well too. So I feel like just overall holistic 360-degree balancing, this program is for you. You're going to see more of me posting about the gold standard method and staying golden. But if you hear me talking about staying golden, or this recipe is golden, or keeping it gold, now you know. Now you know what we're talking about. And now you've met Brooklyn. Hopefully, you guys will continue to follow Brooklyn along her journey as she's continuing to share so much more about the method and all of her incredible recipes. On that, you should do a cookbook, Brooklyn.
No, literally, I was like, I have so many other things that are priority right now, but it's like, it's definitely there and it's definitely a dream. But one last thing I want to say, Grace, and thank you so much for everything that you shared. You have been absolutely, the goldenest babe of them all. But there is never a right time. Like, there is never a right time. Like, I remember, Grace, when we jumped on, you're like, oh, well, I'm traveling all these places. I said, you need to start now. You want to feel good when you're traveling, right? There is never going to be a right time. I know that summer is here and it's bikini season is now, right? And if you want to, you know, start this journey, why wait? There is never going to be a right time. There's always going to be excuses there, but you have to really tap into like how much longer are you going to waste time, energy, and money on things that aren't working for you?
Or
Right?
quick
So invest
fixes.
exactly, invest in yourself, invest in personalized support and get the ultimate clarity that you need to stay golden for the rest of your life.
Right, and that we will be. Thank you
Yes,
so much, Brooklyn, for
of course.
joining me on my live, and or joining you on your live, join us on our live.
Yes.
It has been
Amazing.
wonderful, and hopefully you guys will be able to check everything out. And we'd love to hear your journey on if you start the gold standard method. We want to hear your journey. If you're trying out recipes, please comment on our gold posts and let us know what you're doing and how it's turning out. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much. This was so fun. Thank you, Grace. You're amazing. And Grace, I'll chat with you next week.
Yes, I'll see you next week. But thank you so much, Brooklyn.
Thanks.
So
Of
excited.
course. Okay, thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
guys.